Listen, man, shout out to Facts and Stacks podcast. Yo, you dropped the camera. You got to keep it up, baby. I got you. Stop it. Let me show you how to operate. 267. You see me down here in DC. Stacks and Facts podcast. Check them out. 267 Facts and Stacks podcast. Okay. Subscribe right now. Check them out. Tune in, and it's just like that.
Back in It to Make It Clear, it's your host Rob Lowe, bringing y'all a real special interview right here. Y'all don't even know what's going on right now. We got Nemo Washington in the building. How you feeling, bro?
Doing good, man. Appreciate you on the show, man. Y'all doing a hell of a job, man. So definitely an honor, man. Appreciate y'all.
Good looking. D, what's up? You ready?
I'm ready, man. Listen, a lot of people don't know, but we about to teach them. We got a legend from the DMV. So we about to get this thing correct, man. Get the story right.
Yes, sir. We can't bury the lead, so I want to start off with, man, you rocking with the Cleveland Browns right now. What type of experience has that been coaching with them?
Man, it's been awesome, honestly. Like, it's been a blessing, from God for sure. Like, just coming, I was originally born in Atlanta, but then I grew up majority of my life in Seat Pleasant. So to go from, Seat Pleasant, Suitland High School, through college into Bowie State, and then coaching here, man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here. I'm learning a lot. I'm also learning that there's a lot of us, not just me, that belong up here. You know what I mean? So I'm blessed to just be given the opportunity, because I know there's some other guys that I done grew up with, worked for, played with, coach that belong in this level as well. They just didn't have the opportunity. So it's been a blessing, like I said, and I'm just glad that I'm still here, to be honest.
Yes, sir. So I saw that the Bill Willis Minority Fellow, it was two before you, Azrael Woodfork and Ashton Grant, and they became the, be better at things in the NFL. So what's your future in the NFL? What position would you like to coach? And why would you pick that position?
Oh, yeah, man. So shout out to Ashton Israel. Ashton's still with us now. He's helping out the quarterback room. And in Israel, like you said, he's the quarterback coach for the Cardinals. So if it wasn't for them dudes, man, they doing a good job. They want to continue the program. But shoot, if it's up to me, when it's all said and done, I would love to be a head coach. No doubt about it. It's something I've always wanted to be. And that's what I'm striving to be. Hopefully I get to that point, but I could, grind where I'm at right now. With the Bill Willis fellow, go from there to get position coach, then office coordinator. But yeah, ultimately, I mean, you want to be at the top of the top. You know what I mean? No one gets in anything that you do. Like, I'm sure you guys, hey, we the top podcast out. You get what I'm saying? So whatever the top is, that's what I would love to be. And I'm gonna keep striving until I get there.
That's what it's at. That's what you should do, bruh. Go all the way to the top with that jump. And I want to spin back real quick, because you was at the top at Suitland. You know what I'm saying? High school. I want to ask you, bruh, what was your favorite high school to cook? Who you like going against the best?
I said the team I like going against the best, I want to say between Flowers and Wise. I wish I could have. So I love the Flowers and Wise. My first ever game at Suitland, I don't know if y'all remember, they had like the Nick Lynch Classic they used to have up Largo. It'd be like on Saturday. It was a Saturday night game, but they shut it down because sadly they got in a fight. Y'all know how Largo High School has got that hill. I'll never forget. I remember I'm taking a snap, and I'm seeing like some big reaction on the hill, and there's somebody rolling down the hill. But those games there's nothing like PG football to me. You get what I'm saying? So I love playing against them too. I can't say I like playing against Rose. I never beat Rose, but I wish I could always win against them. But Rose was really good. The top four, I mean,
good bump for real.
Yeah, most def. Like, I guess those are the top three would be Flowers, Wise, and Rose. Those are the teams I love to play against, and we had a lot of success against everybody but Rose, and we did pretty well when I was there. So definitely love my time at Suitland.
So I gotta go to the next chapter of your life, Bowie State. right? So my cousin there right now named Keyron Campbell. I'm sorry,
Okay,
that's his twin, Kevon Campbell. You know,
the
running
running back,
back.
the running
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. So what type of advice would you give, you know, up and coming HBCU player nowadays? Because we know it was a little bit different back then, no NIL deals. So what type of advice can you give them, knowing the knowledge that you have?
Man, keep the main thing the main thing. The money will come. Especially coming from an HBCU, like you want to get your opportunities in NIL, and I encourage anybody to take advantage of it. But also, if your goal is the next level, remember what the number one goal is. That sometimes I do think it does get lost nowadays, but I get why it gets lost because there's some guys I know I played with or coach that they probably should have took advantage of NIL opportunities if it was available at the time when we were playing. So if you can have those opportunities, definitely take advantage of them. But then remember, just keep the main thing the main thing, especially coming from HBCU. You're going to be grinding a little harder if your goal is to make it to the NFL because you're not going against other HBCU players. You're competing against the guys from the Alabamas, the Washingtons, the USCs, if you're trying to get to that top level. So just keep putting your head down and also know that you can make it. I mean, there's some talent in the HBCU level that for a fact I know they can make it here at the next level.
That's a fact. And you was part of that HBCU ground when you was at Bowie State. So let the people know about your story because you got a unique story about, you know, how you became the starting quarterback and the things you went on and doing. So I want to let the people know about that.
Yeah, for sure. I had a really interesting career at Bowie State. It definitely didn't go how I thought it went and wanted to at first, but it happened how needed to. Coming from Suitland, got to Bowie State. In my mind, I mean, I should have been playing right away, but hindsight, I wasn't ready. I didn't know the playbook. Now, talent wise, I had the talent to play, but when you play quarterback, as you all know, it's more than just the talent. Like, can you comprehend the offense? Can you understand the offense? Can you be the leader? Can you line up the offense? And honestly, I wasn't ready. In my mind, I was, but and truthfully looking at it, I wasn't ready. So, it actually benefited though. I had an interesting situation. My first year, I get there, in a scrimmage, I got hurt, and you don't touch a quarterback in scrimmages, but it was like a freak accident. I tripped up for whatever reason, fell on the ground. They thought it was concussion because I hadn't had history of concussions before coming out of high school, and they thought it was another concussion. But shout out to my trainer, Katie, at the time at Bowie. She knew it was something more than that. Like, so if this interview you see me blink a lot or anything, it's just because of some of the things that I've gone through. I assist on my side of my brain called a cholesterol granuloma. So they took me to the hospital, saw that it was a cyst on there on the side of my brain. So I was in and out the hospital that first year, and still trying to do school. So that first semester, actually, I was okay. That second semester, though, I struggled, honestly. Just the God honest truth. I didn't do well grade wise, and dealing with that, my grades, and dealing with the thing with my brain. I pretty much had 2 years wiped out, pretty much already, just coming out. Um, and I thought football was done. And the doctor, kind of was like, hey, might want to, chill out a little bit with the football and, you know, just focus on your health right now and your grades. And then honestly, thank God that I had a guy named Coach Wilson, Dane Wilson, the head coach, especially when it was one thing for me to go through the injury. But when I got ineligible, he still thought enough like, nah, I still want you around the football team. And I want you to help with the coaching. Like, I want you'll film. So I got to film practice. So I went through the grunt work early, like where I was ineligible, but I'm filming practice. And then after that, he said I did well with that. I was helping the scout team. So I'm a student already around some of my peers, like in a coach role. Now they didn't call me coach, but Coach Wilson treated me like that and was preparing me for that situation. And I did that for about 2 years, got my grades right. And then I went to the doctors, did the CT scan. I'm not sure what happened. I mean, I know what happened. Hindsight was God, but he's like, hey, your cyst is small, and if you can take this medicine, you'll be able to operate, you'll be able to play again. And
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah, it was wild because it was like, man, so it's like I can play, like, so I'm like, I'm gonna play. And shoot, that spring came out. I balled. I ain't saying off no card, but I balled that spring. Like I did my thing, thinking I'm about to be the starter, and then I wasn't. And it was crazy because I'm like, man, I'm balling. I thought it would be the starter, but the coach still thought I wasn't ready. And there were some good guys. Like I have no problem with my teammates. I had Trayvon Bennett, and Matt Goggins. Those were the guys. I ended up being the third string quarterback actually going into that year. And I was upset. I didn't handle it right, to be honest with you, at first. And then something happened with Matt. And then TB was playing. He did well, and then he got hurt. And then the crazy part is he got hurt at a time where we playing against Virginia State, and it was at Virginia State, and we having like our best year yet in school history. I think it was like 6-1 or undefeated. And V State was like they were conference champions from the year before, and we ain't beat them in 6 years. And then when TB got hurt, it was like a minute 23 left on the clock, and he got hurt, and they were like, "You ready to go in?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like I'm ready to go. And I went in. So I did well, and I balled. I went 5 for 5 on the drive, scored a touchdown, and I finished the year as a starter. Got to the championship game, and we didn't win, but I got MVP. We made it to the playoffs for like the first time in school history.
That's a hell of a line right there, though. We ain't win, but I got MVP. Not a lot of people can say that. You must have been killing the people.
I did. I ain't gonna lie. I was good, but I had a lot of good teammates too. I ain't gonna be the one to say, like, I had dogs around me. Like, at the best receiving core, had Nami Mans, Kerry Pollock, Jamal Chappelle, Gary Cropper, and then the running backs, Kendall Jefferson, a dude named Robert Chess. Like, our team was loaded, and then the O-line was real. So it wasn't just me, but you know how it go. Like, if the team's good and doing really well, all right, who the quarterback? Now, granted, we had 4 of us play, and I just so happened to be the last one at the time, and I was hot, and then I did well with when I did come in that one time. So we was a loaded team, so I ain't gonna take all the credit, but we had a really good team, and I at least did my part when I was given the opportunity. So I was happy that I did do my part there.
See, that's a humble leader. That's the one you want as your quarterback right there. What you got, D?
So during that filming session and doing all the filming, was that the moment where you? Because now I'm looking. You had when you was at Willard University, you was the offensive coordinator, QB coach, and the assistant coach. And now
Mm-hmm.
for the Browns, you aid in the quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and tight end. So during the film sessions, did that help you look at the offense overall?
So that's a good question. Believe it or not, that started when I was 7. I thought this was normal. So my dad, I played at growing up in Sea Pleasant, the neighborhood team was Bill. So if you play little league football, right, normally everybody hang out around the way, just up there, vibe with the teammates. And we end up doing it eventually, but I remember our first 3 weeks of the season. This is my first time ever playing football. My father took us home. So my dad played at Pep Mill, so he took a lot of pride in it. And we struggled, me and my brother. Well, the team struggled. And we lost. And I'll never forget the first game ever. He was hot. He brought us home. And he used to record our games on like a little video cassette, camera. And he would put in the thing. I'm 7, my brother's 6, and we watching film after the game, like rewinding it and stuff. And he cussing us out too, like he let us have it. And this at 7 and 6. In my mind, I thought this was what you're supposed to do. So I wouldn't say it started at Bowie, and I just thought that was supposed to do because he put it in my head, like, and he was like extremely mad that day. And of course, it got better as time went on because as we got better as players too. But he started at a young age. That's where it came from. I guess what happened when I got to Bowie, I may have watched it in more detail because of now I know the nuance. I know different terminology. Hey, I know why he messed up and stuff. But I thought watching film from a total perspective, I thought that was always part of it. I didn't realize what we were doing at 7 and 6 was different until I remember I get to high school and they start watching film. Some people like, hey, it's the first time I don't watch film. Like, shoot, my father had me doing this at 7, and shoot, I was getting cussed out if I ain't play well at 8 and 7. You know what I mean? So to me, that it was the details came at Bowie during that time, which helped. But it started at a young age for my father.
Okay. So with that breakdown coming at 6 to 7 years old, you know what I'm saying? How do you translate that to what you say to a quarterback in the NFL room? You know, like what do you look to coach them on, teach them on, and what skills do you look for in a good quarterback?
So from that perspective, this past year I worked in the running back room, and then this year coming up, I'm working in the tight end room. So I haven't been able like to coach the quarterbacks and stuff. But based off hearing other guys, I won't speak too much on that. At least, I know the number one thing for a quarterback they look for is always, what does he learn? You get what I'm saying in college, and then how can he learn as soon as he comes to the next level? You know what I mean? So because college, it's a different game from college and NFL. A lot of people want to sometimes wonder if a guy does come and play right away. It's just because what did he learn? How's he learning? Does the offense adapt to him? Because like I said, it's two different games. And one day I can't wait to get into the quarterback room to maybe have my own spin. But right now, since I was in the running back room, which I was blessed to be in last year, and then now I'm in the tight end room this year, working those guys. I don't have the biggest, because I don't want to just say anything. I don't have the biggest perspective of what to tell a quarterback, I guess. I can just only give what I see from my perspective, being I played the position a little and I coached at least in college. If that makes sense.
Okay. So I just want to get into the Bill Willis Minority Fellow real quick. So we
Mm-hmm.
know he played alongside Marion Motley. They
Yeah.
was the first two to become the first African American professional football players, and we know what Israel and Ashton did in their careers. So what's your take on this? Being a coach for the Minority Fellow.
It's awesome. Well, like for me, it was my way in the NFL. Um, it's a great fellow, and like I said, shout out to Israel and Ashton, because if they didn't do well, they could have shut this down. Because the point of this fellowship program is to get more people that look like us. Keep it simple. That look like me and you, to get them in positions of power eventually, if they work and earn it. You know what I mean? It's one thing to get it, but you gotta still work and earn this thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, because you don't want to get in position and then you don't do a good job, and now you mess it up for the people behind us. As we're trying to open the door and get more black head coaches, more black offensive coordinators, black quarterback coaches. And that was what this program was designed for. And, shout out to the Browns for, even being one of the teams that allowed this fellow. But they're not the only team. You got the Indianapolis Colts that have the Tony Dungy coaching fellow. The Arizona Cardinals, they have a fellow and I don't want to make up a name, but I don't know the name of the Cardinals, but they have one as well. The Rams have one as also. So there's different fellows out there that people can get to get their way into the NFL. It's just once you get that opportunity, just make sure you do a good job, because there's either someone before you that did a good job for them to continue the program, and then now it's your job to do well so you can progress and then you can bring people along with you.
No, that's beautiful right there, and that give a lot of hope to a lot of coaches around the
Yeah.
world, for like you said, that look like us, because it's the system been so boxed in for so long that any outlet is always going to be good for us. And
Mm-hmm.
I see through your IG that you got faith, in your religion and things of that nature. And I seen a quote up there where you put Hebrews 11:1, but I think it was your words where you said working like it's all on me, but knowing it's on God. And I wanted to ask you about your faith, and also two-part question. How you keep that with coaching being such a detailed job?
Yeah. So for me, God is everything, and because I know what I've been through, especially the stuff that I talk about that I've been through is enough with the cyst. There's some other stuff I'll share, like even off, that I've been through, that I know I wouldn't be here without God. And to be honest, I wasn't always the person that also kept God first too, though. So I can at least be honest with that. I mean, I'm sure we all had those situations. You know, I ain't gonna play Mr. Holy. I try to be, but like if I was honest, I used to put football was number one. Like I said in a different like, I'm not proud of it. Shoot, it was. I had football one over everything, family and God. And I had to flip it, and when things turn around, in a way, you still got to have football up there because you got to work. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, faith without works is the Bible said faith without works is dead. And I like I said to myself, like I'm gonna work like it's on me, but I know it's on God. But that thing is, I gotta still keep God first because if you putting that like God is the one that gave me football. You know what I'm saying? So if He's giving me football, I can't worship football thinking it's gonna happen. He'll take it away from me. And honestly, I believe that's why my playing career where I thought, you know, that was my God. And I want to put all in that. And I'm ignoring, I ain't praying, I'm not talking to God, but I'm saying the things about God, but actions speak otherwise. So it's big for me keeping in my faith. Like during the season, it's hard. I can't go to church. We play on Sundays, but in the off season, I try to make sure I go to church, keeping Him first. And then, you know, at least I'm not going to tell you how the perfect language on the field. I mean, football is a violent sport. I've got better since I'm in here. Since you know, I'm not the top dog, but I'm still a coach. But when I was, you know, like coordinator, oh yes, there's gonna be some words, you know, fly. You know, I ask for forgiveness after the fact because you know, just because you're a Christian, some people say, oh, you don't got that side in you. No, I'm a dog still. Don't get it twisted, for real. Like I'm a dog always, but when it step off, I'm still be that, you know, the Christian man that God has made me to be. And I realize He's the one that gave me this sport. So I'm just grateful for it. And I'll never in my life put this sport over Him again.
No, I respect that. I respect that. Same here, same here. So I gotta fully understand that. I want to get into the Cleveland side of things. So you've been there. This last year was your first year, 2023, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you've been there for a while now. I know you've been seeing a little history here and there, little pictures. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you before we get out of here, your top 5 Cleveland Browns of all time.
Ooh, oh, man.
Okay,
That's a
okay.
good question. That's a good question. I know who number one is because if I don't say number one, I know it will be some type of backlash. Number one is gonna be Jim Brown. I'm gonna have to.
I'm sorry. I messed up a little bit. Mount
Okay.
Rushmore, your top 4. It's Mount Rushmore.
Ooh. All right. Well, Jim Brown for sure. Um, Jim Brown's number one. When I say this other person, because if it wasn't him, I mean the opportunity. I'm gonna throw Bill Willis up there. I'd be wrong. I'm in the Bill Willis fellas. So get mad at someone else. Like, you look, I gotta show homage there. Whew, number 3. That's a good one. Mm. I'm not gonna put any current players on there. So I'm gonna do Bernie Kosar. Bernie Kosar, the quarterback.
He had made it to an AFC chip, right?
Yeah, he has, and he
Right,
had
right.
Brown's record for I want to say for touchdowns in a year. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with him, and then the last one. Ooh,
Ooh.
man, like so I'm not gonna do current players because then I don't want people like, oh, you forgot. Mm, man, the fourth, I'm gonna go. That's a good question. Oh, Ozzie Newsome, tripping. Ozzie Newsome, yeah, Ozzie Newsome. I'm tripping. Ozzie Newsome.
I can't
That's great sighting.
I can't argue with that. Just real last question, quick question. How do they feel about Joe Hayden in Cleveland?
They love him.
DMV.
They love
Okay.
him. So it
Okay.
wasn't just Joe Hayden. You got Joe Hayden, Phil Taylor. He went to Gwen Park. Uh, Josh Cribbs. Um, he played. He went to Dunbar. When they go to HD, I can't remember. Was it HD? I forgot. It
It
was
was one
HD.
of the Reds.
Yeah, it was one of them. I know it was one of them. So yeah, had them, and then we this past year we had Rodney McLeod. He went to DeMatha. He's another PG. So the DMV has been up in Cleveland for sure. So, and it was crazy when I came here. I'm like, I told Rodney, like, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. It was when I got here. I said, hey, you may not remember when you was in 12th grade at DeMatha. I started at DeMatha though. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's crazy. He said, he's like, you made me feel old. I said, I know. I ain't mean to, but like, yeah. So that was pretty cool. So it's been a couple of DMV up here.
Nah, the DMV always had that sports talent going all the way through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All type of talent, for real. And that's why we root for the people that come from our area. Nemo, Washington. Definitely got to get you on for another interview, man. I feel like by the next time we see you, you're going to be another step higher, for real.
Oh, no, for sure, man. I just appreciate the opportunity, man. Y'all do a good job, man. Like I said, it's an honor, and I definitely hope we link up even in person, whatnot, and, chop it up for sure.
Oh, man, 100 grand. Love.